lot of people here think Donald Trump is descending into the White House like Superman this morning. Well, I bumped into the real-life Superman. Dean Cain is here. Morning, how are you?
Good morning. I would call Trump the real Superman, though.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for today.
Yeah. Tell me why Trump is going to revive America.
Well, you're already seeing events happen right now before he was even sworn in today. All sorts of things like the hostages being released and things of that nature. I just think it's a whole new dawn. The cabinet, I know half of them. They're great people, real patriotic Americans, and they will lead in a different way than the prior administration, which look no further than the pardons today. It looks so corrupt and it looks so awful, and it is.
Yeah, just talk about that, because all of the news stations here in America have been leading on that this morning, particularly this controversial decision to pardon Fauci on his way out. What did you make of that?
Well, if you look at their own words before this all took place, they talk about pardons. Is Trump going to pardon, in the last administration, is he going to pardon them? Or it just makes them look guilty and this, that, the other thing? Well, now the shoe's on the other foot, and you're the people being pardoned. Liz Cheney, the January 6th committee, all that stuff, Americans want answers, and now they won't be able to get them. They can bring them back in and have them testify, and if they lie during the testimony, their pardon won't hold up. But it's just, it looks awful. It looks like corruption. It looks like you're protecting your people. And it sets a precedent where it's like, you come into office, you can do anything you want to and just pardon everybody on the way out. And that's just a real bad precedent.
And it looks bad for America, for the rest of the world. It looks like it makes a mockery of democracy, actually.
Because it does. And people do say democracy here in the United States, which is a misnomer in a sense, because we are a republic. We are not a pure democracy by design. No offense to the UK.
Yeah. And so you're here at one of the watch parties in America. Was there any possibility of you being indoors today? I know there's only 200 people.
Yes.
You may not make that VIP list.
Well, I was supposed to host the parade.
Yeah.
And the parade isn't happening. So now I'm a free agent. The parade was called off. It's cold, and there's other reasons, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I was supposed to be hosting the parade this morning or this afternoon, and so I came out for it. But once that was canceled, I'm not leaving. This is historic, and I want to be here, and I want to witness it and experience it. And I feel very fortunate to be here. I've only been outside for about 10 minutes, unlike you, so I'm not nearly as cold. But it's a wonderful, wonderful event, and you're witnessing history.
And in the media world, there aren't that many celebrities. Even if quietly behind closed doors they are these quiet Trump supporters, you are one of the very few people who is a recognizable public face, a famous actor here across the world, and yet you don't mind nailing your colors to that mast. Do you think more people will follow you now with this administration in position?
Well, you're seeing it happen all over the place now. Before, if you even spoke about President Trump, any sort of inkling of support, you were a pariah and you were going to be canceled and all that sort of stuff. Now everybody's talking more openly. You can see it. Even the performers last night. There's so many people who, they tried to cancel, Carrie Underwood. Oh my God, she's going to go and sing. It's crazy. Kid Rock, when I think he performed at either Obama or Biden's thing, you should be able to cross lines, and it's been ridiculous. So I would advise other people not to speak up so much unless you want to have that kind of heat. But for me, I just felt it was important to speak my mind. And I think that if that got me canceled, I don't care. At this point in time, it makes me look like I was rather smart to pick what was going to happen. Well, no, people should be able to speak their mind and not be canceled. I'd work with Robert De Niro. I don't like his political opinions.
Yeah, that's a fundamental, hopefully, a shift that will happen in a few hours' time. The reviving of free speech.
It only happens on one side. I'm going to tell you that. You don't see conservatives trying to cancel somebody who spoke their mind. They may not like him. I like Rob Reiner. I like his movies. I don't agree with him politically, but I'd work with him in a heartbeat. And I'm not going to disparage him. I'll disparage his opinion and tell you why I think otherwise. But, I don't, if actors want to do it, great. If they don't want to speak up, that's their prerogative. I just chose to, and that's just who I am.
Yeah. You feel optimism in the air here today. I guess we would say that the city is full of Trump supporters, but even this very small protest that happened here on Saturday, it kind of came and went, and there really wasn't the groundswell of anger that maybe if you looked at some areas of the media you might have thought was going to happen.
Well, you can just look no further than the voting this year. He won the popular vote as well. It's clear that people want to change. This last 4 years has been disastrous, and these pardons this morning prove it. They talk about like Trump coming in changing norms. Well, they've changed so many norms. It's not even funny. And listen, President Biden is on his way out now. I don't know how much he was even aware of what he was doing. Even if he knew that he would sign these pardons, I don't even know, because he was unaware of the liquid natural gas, the pause on our exports. He wasn't even aware when he was talking to Speaker Johnson. Things like that are just kind of crazy, and so I don't think it's going to look good in history. Let's just put it that way. But I think people here are excited. I think the nation's excited. I think the world is excited. I think there's a new sheriff in town.
Yeah, and I think everybody, particularly in the UK, we're watching closely. What will this mean? Is it the first domino falling in terms of what we might old-fashioned term of political rights, maybe spreading across the world? How important do you think what Donald Trump does in this first 24 hours? How important is it going to be with these executive orders that he's looking to sign today?
I think it's going to be exciting. I can't wait, because so many of the things he's going to sign that they've talked about him signing are things that I have been screaming about for the last 4 years. I think it's, I don't know if these first 24 hours are going to be that important. What happens, the domino effect down the road will be really important. But don't even start me on UK politics, because y'all got a lot going on over there you need to straighten out.
Yes, we do. We agree with you on that. But I think that's why this election, we are watching it so keenly, this inauguration today, and what that is going to mean and how Trump is received by the American people. And they're taking these controversial, they shouldn't be controversial. The border issue that you have, we have so many similar issues. It's the net zero, it's the border, it's the economy, it's all the identity politics as well. It's potentially the death.
You're naming them off.
The death of the DEI initiatives within corporations.
We call it DIE anyway. I call it DIE because it spells die. Those things are all gone.
Diversity, inclusion.
How about meritocracy? How about earn your position? And what race or color or creed you are doesn't matter. That's how it should be.
And it's also Martin Luther King Day here as well, who famously said, "Judge me by my character, not the color of my skin." It feels very apt.
That's exactly what's written on my ex bio. I quote Martin Luther King there because I don't want to judge anybody by anything other than the content of their character.
Dean, I'm going to let you guess inside. It is jolly cold here.
And we're moments away from the inauguration starting. I'm excited.
Me too. And there's all sorts of watch parties going on. We've got a few people here. If my cameraman can turn around, give us a wave here in the UK.
Trump 2020, baby! 2024!
I was going to say 2024.
Superman!
People are excited here.
We come from Argentina.
People are very excited here. Very excited. Michelle, Martin, back to you in the studio. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Beautiful
She's
stuff.
freezing.
She's crazy. It's
You're
almost like, Superman. Superman, you got your X-ray specs and you're seeing right into Bev Turner there. Listen, Dean Cain, the Superman, of course, wearing his political colours on his sleeve.
I love that she just randomly stumbled upon Superman, meandering down the street. I think that's excellent.
And, of course, Donald Trump is political kryptonite to certain other people.
Well, he's been practising that line. When she was interviewing him then, he was practising Superman Joe.
I've been waiting 10 minutes just to get that terrible dad joke in.